Well, I'm back on the Chrysler here. I jacked this up. I got about 3 degrees rake in it right now. It's about 14 inches off the ground. And here's some tires I found. These are 11.5 inches wide. And I did get one in it. You can see it there. And looks like I've got maybe 2 inches here. Let's see. 2.5, and over here I got 1.5. So the tire's in and flush. So it looks like I might not have to cut these inner fenders up at all. I don't see any reason why I need a wider tire than that. They're different patterns, but the same size. So that'd be plenty good to get it running and driving. I might yank this other one off and see if I can get the second tire on. I was kind of surprised, no brake drum. But I knew I needed to do something anyway. So I get a brake drum for it. And of course new pads and stuff. But not going to have a whole lot to do with mocking it up for now. I got some kind of bracket there. I don't know if this tire is going to clear that or what, or even what it's for. It looks like it was could have been part of the body mount. I'll beat it up flat and see if it looks like it's going to fit anything. Well, there's a driver's side. I got an inch there. I really can't tell on this one because I got the fender on it. But I've got some clearance I can feel in here. I only got like 1/4 of an inch. Knock this in just a little. Yeah, it looks a little better. But both wheels are in. Yeah, this one's dragging a little. So even if I have to tub this, I will, because the rear end is going to have to tilt a little bit side to side. But that's pretty good. I think I'm good here. And does give it a kind of a nice look. Not giant tires, but them are big tires, 11-inch tires. They'd be plenty good for this thing. So now I get back up there to that door, kind of start mounting. I'm going to put it back in. I cut off my bottom brackets, or this bottom 2-inch piece. You got that cut pretty square. I'll put it back in and get it adjusted again, and we'll measure it, and that way I can weld this on here and make my bracket to the frame. Looks like I got a little welding to do down in there, but I just propped it up there. You can see with a 2x4 and it was pretty good before I started beating on that bracket with a hammer. The bracket didn't want to bend, so I think that's where they had the body mounted on it before. It was pretty solid. Anyway, press on. Well, I'm chewing on this some more. I've got this pretty much lined up again. I just lowered it 1 inch because that extra 1/2 inch piece started interfering here, and I've got all this tin where it's, you know, pretty close. I can adjust this back a little, and I put the hood on it here and just tacked it and used a ratchet strap to kind of pull it all together. I'm pretty close, about half of this cowl thing here, and looks like over on the other side about half as well. So this is all kind of matching up. Now I can I've got it centered back to front. The door jamb back is right at the center of that hole, and this one's about the same. And it might be a little bit in front of the hole, but I probably need to go forward even a little more with it to back of the hole. Yeah, I need to go forward some more. Now we're at the edge of the hole. Let's close this up 1/8 of an inch. And I can still move the cowl around a little bit. But basically I've got it where it needs to go now. I should have marked it all and clamped it real good when I took it apart, but I didn't. But now I can measure side to side on both of these things here on the frame and cut me a piece and weld it into this toe board, and then I can cut a piece of angle iron, put under that, tack it in, drill a hole in it so I can get a bolt through the whole mess, and then I can pull these door frames out again, weld up these inside brackets, and probably, who knows, I might have to take off this splash shield, but I got to rust convert the whole frame here. Anyway, still a lot of work, but at least I'm close to making brackets. Well, I've been fighting with this for a while now. I've got this down to barely see. I can't even see before it started bouncing. I'm within 2 degrees of vertical. The car itself wasn't quite right. I had to put a 2-inch block under it here. I got it within 1 degree, and you can see the frame is looking pretty good now. I had a heck of a time getting this cowl and everything. I used one of these big old brackets that I found laying around here. It goes to this car somewhere, but I used it on there. I've got this bracket, or this door frame here, within 1 degree. I haven't messed with the back yet, and I was able to pull this one in. I'm about 1 degree off of it, so I got these basically vertical. When I set it up out there and on that slope, you know, it wasn't really let's see if I can zoom a bit. It really wasn't an optimum thing, but now I've got it in here on a flat floor. I can tell that little bubble level I was using was close enough to just roughly mock it up. Yeah, it looks like I'm maybe, let's see if I can get the lights on here. Nope. Anyway, I'm a couple degrees, so I'm getting real close. I have to pull the top in, knock out the bottom. What is dictating it is this big piece here on the cowl, and the cowl's clamped in pretty strong. That cowl's strong itself, so I'll have to get in there and loosen up those bottom brackets. If I can get this one perfectly straight and mount it up, then I can take this dimension here for this cowl and I can make it at the top, and of course here at the cowl, and wherever the bottom is where the bottom is. It's pretty straight. My stuff's kind of lining up, but I'm going to have to do whatever I can with the skin, whatever I have to do. But I got to get the doors vertical and straight. And then I was thinking, you know, once I cut this piece and put in here, just tacking it in and then try to take it out, weld it up good, and then put it back. This has been quite an experience here. I think I'll cut the pieces, weld them in, and then for the brackets I'll go ahead and take off this splash shield and everything, and that way I can finish welding them from the bottom. Not the most optimum way to do it, but basically I'll be on this thing another day just trying to get brackets on it. So I want to get it square and weld it up, and once I put a tube across the top there ain't no more coming out for these doors. It means I have to finish the whole body, and well, if I don't weld the back doors on, I guess this middle section could still come out. So anyway, I'll go ahead and do that. If it's whatever it is what it's going to be, but I got to get it solid, and there's no way that these clamps are even strong enough really to hold it straight. So I got to weld it up, press on, and see if I can get this last. You really can't see, too much light out there. 3 degrees out of this. Alright, looks like that's about, best I can tell, about 2 degrees to the right. And this one, it looks like it's gonna settle around 2 or 3 degrees to the right. So I think that's good enough. And I got exactly 2 1/4 inches on the bottom from the right here at this bracket. Yeah, I got maybe 2 1/8 here. And this one to the frame, 2 1/4. So I might be off just a little, 1/8 of an inch as far as being centered goes. Yeah, this settled down to 3 degrees. If I knock this one in more, I increase the angle. So I'm going to say that 1/4 of an inch is good. Probably a little less than 1/4. So I don't know how about the front to back on this thing. These are good little gauges if you want to wait for them. But yeah, it's showing me right at 90. And the other one, vertical, it's maybe 1 degree, so that's close enough. So there's where my frame goes. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'll cut a piece and tack it in here first. That'll hold my top where it's supposed to go. And then I'll try to make these bottom pieces. I'll try to make them a little long and then pound them in. So I think it's close enough. Looks like we've got a bow here on the cowl side. But again, this cowl can all be moved around to fit. This back one here is not so good. It looks like the back's got a trunk area got to come down. That's all right too, but this basically is where the front of the frame goes. I haven't really set or checked the back one, but I'll get around to excuse me, doing that. Well, after days of marking and fitting, I finally got a brace in. It's super strong. I'm still holding my 2 degrees. I made these different. I put this one on top, I put the other one on the side. I don't really know what I was thinking about, but I'll have to cut those off and plug them. And I got enough room here for another cross brace across the front, but I just put them back there behind where it was welded, just to get it straight. So this is good. Well, that's what I had done. See, I had run this 6 inches or so here and 4 inches in the front. I thought that this brace would hold up part of the windshield cowl or something, but it's not necessary. And same thing here in the back. You see the other one over there. I'll just cut it off too. In fact, I already have cut it off. I just didn't get all the way through it. So that should be good. I'm still square everywhere. Yeah, 3 degrees of vertical. And this should be real close to 0. And this looks like it's bouncing between 1 and 3, couple degrees. Yeah, it's off a couple degrees. But considering what I had to work with, it's actually not bad at all. And I'm sure my doors will mount now. I still can alter it a little bit by moving this in and out away from the frame. This will give me just a little bit of movement here in the angle, but I'm pretty close here. I got to put a 3/4 inch piece in it to match the other side. And this one's lining up real good. Probably need to raise that cowl up just a little bit, but I shouldn't have any trouble with that. You should just bang it up with a hammer. We shouldn't be in trouble at all. And I didn't measure the bottom yet, but I know that it was vertical, and these things were really clamped on solid, parallel to the frame. So now I can cut me up a couple pieces here and weld them into the frame, into the body frame. I'll probably cut me a angle iron and clamp it in there, then measure and cut it. And this back is probably pretty close. I had it clamped pretty good here, and Anyway, got my head banger gone. I'm happy to do that. I really put a hole in my head with it once. You know, there's one side welded. I didn't really get to clean it that good against the frame. I wire brushed it best I could, but it's kind of glarping up a little. But it did get a pretty good weld right in the corner there for the thing. Now I'll just put a bolt through here, and this angle bracket, I don't know if you can see there, it goes down in there an inch, and I'll grind that off, make it look a little better. I don't see any reason why, because it's the floor going to be all covered up, but this is good and parallel here, and that bracket is real close to this riveted place here on the frame, so that's a pretty strong piece there. I thought about putting it up here in front, but it's really not that necessary. This is all going to get covered up, and I'm probably going to run something at an angle, a piece of pipe from here to here, so I might wind up cutting some more of that off. But anyway, that's welded in good and strong. It'll still move around about 1/8 of an inch, of course. I'll cut one for the other side, and I'll do the same thing with it. It'll flex a little, but I've got my back is pretty much solid. I'll make sure that the back is square before I weld the other one in, and this can rotate a little because it's going to be on a bolt, so it's good enough for what I'm doing here. I'll get the other one mocked up and weld it in. Well, here's the passenger side. Looks like I got about a 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/16. Maybe not, might be hitting at the bottom. For this to move, a little bit of room. And on this one, you can see a lot better, so pretty decent weld there. Need to turn it up a little going onto the frame. But these are 2 1/8 inches on both sides, and 1 inch below the frame. So the front's in good. I'm moving the whole car. It's actually just weight, might have a little spring in it, and then I'll do 2 more right here behind the door. I don't know if these are gonna be 2 inches too. Yep. So I'll do the exact same thing. I got just enough angle plate to make 2 more, and I'll mount this cab, and then once I get this mounted, then I'll check to make sure that these guys are vertical. The one is, I didn't really play with it too much, but it's right at 0, maybe 1 degree. This is where it's going to count. And it's kind of bouncing around there, but real close to 90. And then I just set the other one at 90, measure the distance, and weld a bar across there. 2 cab mounts, and this whole piece will be done. I can take it off if I have to. Once I start welding stuff into here, that'll be a different story. The cowl and everything will be one piece. But for now, I have a good square passenger compartment frame, and I got some 1/4 inch good hard rubber spacers I'll put in there, and I'll probably put a little piece of tube or something to keep that from being squashed, and I might have to alter that little pan a little. I just didn't have to worry about a pan on the other side. I just put it down 1 inch. It was good. And then when I get the pan up there, if I have to cut a little notch out of it, I will. But anyway, this ought to be kind of interesting content. Got our driver's cage, you know, mostly done. I just need 2 brackets and a pipe. Got some good fat tires on it. Once this is all finalized, then I can determine what I'm going to do with the rest of this thing. So like and subscribe, guys. See you later.